At the age of 86, I never imagined I would sit down to write something like this. Throughout my life, I always believed that moving into a nursing home was the right thing to do. When I got too old to manage things on my own, my children supported the idea. My friends assured me it would be safer. And society itself painted a comforting picture of these places as havens of care, community, and security. But as I sit here today in my small beige room surrounded by photos of my younger days, I realize that my decision to move into a nursing home is one I deeply regret. This is not an easy confession to make, but I feel compelled to share my truth so that others considering this path can see the whole picture before they decide. These regrets are not just minor inconveniences or small adjustments to a new lifestyle. They have deeply affected my sense of self, my happiness, and my dignity. And while everyone's experience is different, I hope my story can serve as a cautionary tale for anyone standing at this same crossroad. When I first arrived here, I was relieved to have help with daily chores. Seemed like a blessing. No more worrying about cooking, cleaning, or mowing the lawn. However, I soon realized that in exchange for this convenience, I had given up something priceless: my independence. In my own home, I could decide when to wake up, when to eat, and how to spend my day. If I wanted to go outside at 2 a.m. to look at the stars, no one stopped me. If I wanted to cook a midnight snack or listen to music loudly, it was my choice. Here, life is run by schedules. Breakfast at 7:30, activities at 10, lunch at noon, medications at set time. At first, these schedules felt organized and helpful, but over time they started to feel like invisible shackles around my spirit. I became just another person moving through a system designed to keep us orderly and manageable. Even the smallest freedoms, like choosing my own shampoo or deciding what to eat, are often decided by staff or policies. One might think that at my age, personal freedom wouldn't matter so much, but the truth is, it matters even more. When you know your days are limited, you want to live them on your own terms, not according to a chart on a wall. Losing my independence felt like losing my identity, piece by piece. Ironically, I was told that moving into a nursing home would mean I'd never feel lonely again. The idea was that I'd be surrounded by people my age, sharing stories, playing cards, attending group events. The reality has been painfully different. Yes, there are other people here, but most of them are in their own worlds. Many residents are battling severe health issues or cognitive decline and are not able to hold meaningful conversations. Others are simply not interested in connecting. Even when there are social activities, they can feel forced or superficial. I miss the organic connections I had in my old neighborhood, chatting with the mailman, waving at children, playing outside, talking with neighbors over the fence. Even small interactions at the grocery store or while gardening gave me a sense of community and belonging. In the nursing home, visitors are limited. My children and grandchildren used to drop by spontaneously, but now they have to schedule their visits, sign in, and often leave quickly because of strict visiting hours or health protocols. This has made me feel even more isolated from the life I once knew and loved. Despite being surrounded by people, I have never felt lonelier in my life. There is a particular kind of loneliness that comes from being in a crowd, but feeling invisible, and that is exactly what this place has given me. One of the main reasons I agreed to move into a nursing home was the promise of better health care and support. I believed I would be healthier here, under the supervision of trained nurses and doctors. But surprisingly, my health has worsened since I arrived. Structured and sedentary lifestyle here does not encourage physical activity. Back in my house, I used to tend to my small garden, climb stairs, walk to the local park, and even dance around my living room. Here, most activities involve sitting in the dining hall, sitting during activities, sitting in my room. My mobility has decreased, my muscles have weakened, and my stamina has declined. It's ironic that a place designed to care for my health has actually accelerated my physical decline. Mentally, the lack of stimulating activities has taken a toll as well. My mind was once sharp. I loved puzzles, reading, and discussing current events. Now, many activities are repetitive and designed to be easy for all residents, regardless of their cognitive level. While I understand the need for inclusivity, I have felt my own mind atrophying from lack of challenge. Moreover, the focus here is often on managing illness rather than promoting wellness. Medication is given like clockwork, but there is little emphasis on preventive health, mental stimulation, or emotional well-being. My creativity, my curiosity, and my sense of purpose have all suffered greatly in this environment. Before I moved here, I believed that the costs of a nursing home would be manageable and worth it for the safety and care. However, I quickly discovered that the financial burden is far greater than I imagined. Monthly fees are extraordinarily high, and they seem to increase every year. Additional charges for special services, medications, or personalized care add up rapidly. In my own home, I had control over my spending, could budget wisely, and prioritize what mattered most to me. Here, I feel as though I am bleeding money with little control over where it goes. I have watched my savings carefully built up over a lifetime of hard work deplete at an alarming rate. The worry about running out of money has become a constant shadow over my final years. Moreover, financial dependence makes me feel vulnerable. Decisions that affect my daily life are often tied to cost, and sometimes I have had to forego certain comforts or services because I simply cannot afford them anymore. Many elderly people imagine that once they move into a nursing home, they will be free of financial worries. The reality is that for many, including myself, the stress only shifts from home maintenance to unpredictable and rising costs of care. Perhaps the most heartbreaking regret I have is the erosion of my dignity. Aging is already a challenging journey, but in the nursing home, I have felt my dignity stripped away, piece by piece. Privacy is limited. Staff enter my room without much notice, and personal care often feels rushed and impersonal. Simple, intimate tasks like bathing or dressing are no longer my private rituals, but scheduled chores managed by busy aides. I understand that staffs are doing their best with limited resources, but being treated as an item on a checklist rather than a whole human being has been deeply demoralizing. There is a sense that I am no longer seen as an individual with a lifetime of stories, talents, and passions, but as just another old person to be cared for. When I lived at home, I felt respected and self-sufficient. Even with my limitations, I could take pride in managing my affairs, caring for my surroundings, and maintaining my routines. Here, I often feel infantilized, spoken to in simplified language, decisions made on my behalf without consultation. This loss of dignity has been the hardest to bear. At this stage of life, respect and self-worth become even more vital, and without them, it is easy to slip into despair and resignation. If I could turn back time, I would have explored other options first: home modifications, in-home caregivers, community support services, or even living with family. All these could have allowed me to maintain my independence, dignity, and connection to my community. I understand that not everyone can stay at home forever. Health conditions, family situations, and personal safety all play a role. But I wish I had known more about the trade-offs before making this choice. I wish I had asked myself deeper questions. What truly matters to me? What am I willing to sacrifice? And what is non-negotiable? How do I want to spend my final years surrounded by memories and freedom, or confined by routine and institutional walls? Moving into a nursing home is a major life decision, one that deserves careful, honest reflection. While these facilities can provide necessary care and safety for some, they can also come at the cost of independence, health, financial security, social connection, and dignity. At 86, I have learned that true happiness in old age is not just about being kept alive or safe. It's about feeling alive. It's about waking up with a sense of purpose, making choices, feeling respected, and being part of a community that sees you, truly sees you, for who you are. I share my story not to frighten or discourage, but to empower. If you or a loved one is considering moving into a nursing home, please think carefully. Talk to people who have made this choice. Visit multiple options. Understand all possible alternatives. My hope is that you can make a decision that honors your needs, values, and the beautiful uniqueness of your life story, so that you do not find yourself, as I do, looking back with regret and longing for the home and life you once knew. Thank you for listening to my story. If my words can help even one person make a more informed choice, then sharing my regrets will not have been in vain. May be 86, but I still believe that each day holds a chance for reflection, learning, and maybe even healing. Choose wisely, and may your golden years be filled with warmth, love, and above all, freedom.